On August 20th, 2020, the tropical storm which would become Hurricane Laura moved west over the Caribbean. As she moved north of Cuba, she began to rapidly gain strength over the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. My location in Lake Charles would be perfect as the storm would pass just to my west from a adjacent perspective, but for the residents living there, it would be a hellish nightmare. This sunset was as eerie as it was beautiful. 6 hours away from landfall, it didn't seem like a major hurricane was on the way. In the early evening hours, we began to see tropical storm force winds as Laura grew closer. This is down by the beach in downtown Lake Charles, and as you can see, these are storm force winds right around 10 o'clock at night. The storm surge never ended up being as bad as anticipated, but the wind damage was much worse than expected.
No, fuck! Hurricane.
By midnight, hurricane-force winds had commenced and power flashes began to light up the sky.
Power flashes.
Here you can see me trying to stand in the hurricane-force winds, which wasn't too bright. Mind you, this was before the eyewall even affected Lake Charles. This might be the only guy crazier than me. He was walking right next to that building as the windows were shattering, which was insane to me. Watch the Capital One Center in downtown Lake Charles bear the brunt of damage from Hurricane Laura.
You hear that? Everything's breaking apart. Downtown Lake Charles is fucking being destroyed right now. They ain't gonna put me on the news because I'm... Oh my god. You see the surge is coming up too. Holy fuck, man. Alright, so that building is done. Alright, that building is fucking done. The majority of the windows at this point have been blown out. So that makes me think that the next thing to go is going to be the roof.
Just before 2 a.m., I drove around to see if I could see a better view of the damage. I found myself positioned right next to Reed Timmer, so I guess great minds think alike. I was beginning to question if it was a wise idea to leave the parking garage.
Everything's getting torn apart over here. I really hope nothing big hits my car, dude. Because I'm gonna fucking die if that happens.
At this point, I decided to head back to the parking garage, listen to debris pelt my car.
Whoa, 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 no, 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 no. No, sir. Everybody move. Yeah, this isn't even a safe.
At 2:20 a.m., the height of the storm finally arrived. We were now in the northeast eyewall, the most intense part of Hurricane Laura. the much anticipated eye of the hurricane would elude our location, passing just to our west. We never got a break in the hurricane force winds, as small rain bands wrapped around the outer edge of the eye of Hurricane Laura. Here you can see a small pool of blood from another storm chaser. Luckily, there were no serious injuries. I had to learn the hard way that it is best to have your car facing the direction of the wind, as the front windshield is built to survive those high wind speeds. The back windshield, as you can see, is not. Somehow I wasn't hurt. The back side of Laura would also pack a punch with triple-digit wind gusts. You can see the surge starting to pond on the roadway here. That's really as high as it got, and that's really the silver lining, if there is one, is that the storm surge was not as bad as expected. For the remainder of the hurricane, I would be holed up in this parking garage, as my vehicle had already been compromised and I wasn't going to push my luck. We knew that daylight would reveal a ravaged city. Just how ravaged was the question. To make matters worse, a chemical plant had caught fire, prompting nearby residents to shelter in place. The link to donate to hurricane survivors is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe.